Okay, so I've got this pile of celery and carrots that I've rinsed and chopped up, and I got this little hand food processor I like using. You just pull the string here and it processes it up. So I'm going to process all of that and get it shredded up and make this celery stew, basically. It'll have a lot of goodies in it. I got some more to go in there, and I'll come back with a video when I get to that point. So you can see I got some of the celery that's just chopped up, put in there. Put the little top on, move that back, get it to lock in, and then all you have to do is pull that. Let's see if I can move that so you can see it and then a little better. But that's all it takes. I like doing this better than hearing some noisy blender going. Go at it till it gets to that consistency right there. So it's pretty diced, it's processed. Okay, so I'm making the celery stew. Thought I'd show you how far along I am with ingredients and what have you. Let me switch this bad boy around. Okay, so you can see I'm rinsing right there. I got some rosemary in there. I think there's sage down in there. Let's take a look. We've got, what is this? This is Elevation Farm and Orchid. And that one's the rosemary. And then we've got oregano here. I think that's what's down there is oregano and one of these others. Oh, and sage. There's sage in there. And you can see where I've peeled them off the stem for the most part. So we've got some sage there, also from Elevation Farm. And, oh, that's the oregano, fresh oregano. So, and I haven't pulled any out yet, but this Four Wing Farm, I'm going to use their spinach in there. And it'll all get rinsed down in there. This already did. Sorry, that was pretty fast. It'll all get rinsed down in there. And this already did. You can see that I also put through the food processor some radish. And I just chopped up some tomato and threw it in there. So far there's celery, carrot, radish, tomato. I'm about to put this in the food processor and add it in. And I've got to get that out and put it through the food processor after I get rid of the stems, and I'll put the spinach in, and then that'll probably be it for the veggies, and I'll move on to the next part. Okay, so next I'm putting one of those little mandarin oranges, half a lime, half a lemon, into this little squeezy dicky, and getting some citrus in there. Almost forgot. I've got cilantro cubes, where I cut up cilantro the other day and put it in ice cubes so it'll keep. And some already chopped up red bell pepper and some already chopped up white onion. So I'm adding that to the mix as well. Okay, so I cooked down my garlic, bell pepper, and the onion just a little bit because I always liked it getting that little bit of flavor. I'm going to add this whole thing of beef broth, stick it on the stove on low, and let it start going. I'm also going to add stew meat, but that has to thaw first. I'll probably just turn the water off, let that thaw in the fridge, and in the morning I'll sear it and add it. I'm going to let this cook for, it's still early enough, I'll probably let it cook a couple hours tonight, and then finish her off in the morning. Okay, it's the next morning, see? The Prove It bedhead. And we have the vegetable, at this point, stew. Beef broth in there, too, though. Back on the eye. Getting a little... Can I show underneath there? Oh, there it is, yeah. Getting the gas going. Same thing over here on this big old skillet, where I'm going to sear the beef, the stew beef, before I stick it in there. So, here we go. That last video pause wasn't me. Phone just does it every once in a while. Just shuts down for a sec. Okay, so let's see here. We've got this here food a cooking, boys and girls. But I'll get a little brown on this meat, and then over into the stew it'll go, and then I'm just going to let it cook all day. Well, maybe not all day, but some hours. That way everything's one homogeneous mix. And this is probably my most ambitious version of this celery stew because it's got so many vegetables in it. The only thing I didn't put in it was potatoes. And I got some potatoes. What I'm going to do with those, I'm just going to bake them. And then I'm going to cut them open and probably twice bake them for fun. And then I'm going to pour my stew on top of the baked potato. You know, just like put it in there. But we're just going to brown this meat and then chuck it off in the thing when it gets done.